here on the Friday afternoon. It's a great day. We're very excited to be talking to one of South Carolina's best players, a fine example of South Carolina excellence in the classroom, on the field, and in the community. Our guest today is Trevez, I should say, Trevez Bush. Trevez Bush is from Johnston, South Carolina. He went to Strom Thurmond High School, ended up playing at the Naval Academy. And when we did the very first ever South Carolina College All-Star Bowl, it was Trevez Bush and G.G. Green, who really was a highlight in that game. Two Naval Academy teammates from South Carolina that ended up playing against each other. You had Danny Ford coaching one of those games or one of those teams, and Willie Jeffries coaching the other team. And these guys faced off against each other. And for those of you that were there live in North Greenville that day, you remember it was a great game. And we had a great time with Trevez and the other College All-Star Bowl alumni that week. We got together and we had the next step panel, which was Brian Dawkins and Nick Eason and a number of other greats. Sam Hunter led that panel to try to help share some wisdom for these young guys that were going into their next step in life. And we told them that we were going to be with them for the rest of their lives, that when they wanted to make that transition, if we could be of assistance to them, to come back. And Trevez, you've come back, and it's exciting to see you. And I want to get Levon in here and want to get you to talk a little bit with our audience, to the young people, their parents, share some of what's been going on with you. It's been 2013, I think March 23rd, 2013 was that game. And so anyway, Levon, welcome. Please help us welcome Trevez Bush, one of the South Carolina College All-Star Bowl alum, a Naval Academy alum. He's just somebody who I'm extremely proud to know and excited to talk to today.
Well, hey, good afternoon, guys. You know, here at the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame on the Inside Blitz with Levon Kirkland, we're always here about educating, empowering, and encouraging. And I feel like we have someone here today that is definitely an encourager, one of our own from South Carolina, Trevez Bush. Trevez, how you doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good. Thanks. Thank you guys for allowing me to be here today to speak with you.
I know. You know what? Honestly, it's our pleasure. I mean, you are one of the fine examples that we talked about and we envision our young people being. We heard about your story. At least I've heard about it for the first time. It's an incredible story. And we just want you to give us some of the life lessons you've learned from being at Johnston, South Carolina, to the Naval Academy, to the ordeal you had to go through to at this point now. Could you give us maybe 3 good pointers that our student athletes, our parents, and teachers should be aware of?
So I'll say all in all, I'll give you the 3 pointers, but I'll say all in all, just rolling it all together. The biggest thing has just been, perseverance from being in high school, having good stats and being a good player, but not having those offers, still having to push through and believe that something's going to happen and come through. And so persevering through that, finally getting to college and, trying to figure it out, being at the Naval Academy far away from home and trying to deal with the rigors of the academics and the military side of it, as well as trying to be successful on the field, persevering through that to be successful within it all. And then as you brought up the story that I went through, before I was supposed to graduate, I found out that I had been falsely accused of sexual assault. So having to deal with everything that came with that, the headlines, the stories that were written, how it was talked about me, not knowing if I would even be able to graduate, get a degree, and go on to continue to be in the Navy as I had planned. Just persevering through that as well. And then once I got into the Navy and the rigors of just learning, my job, having to come in as 22 years old, fresh out of college, and lead people who have been doing this for years with way more experience than me. And then also just figuring out, how I'm going to do this. I went on 2 deployments while I was in the Navy, and also spent 2 years living overseas in another country in the Middle East. So the biggest word of, if I had to wrap it all up, would be perseverance. The life lessons I'll bring from the ordeal. First one I would say would be discouragement, and at every level of my life that I've been in, not only just the false accusations, but within not having scholarship offers, within being in college, struggling with class, even with being in the Navy, struggling with trying to get qualified. There were a lot of times where I was discouraged, and that's one of the things that once you get discouragement in your mind, a lot of other bad things start to follow with that. That's kind of like that first piece to someone that starts to fail. That tipping point is just in your head. Once you start getting discouraged, it's easier for everything else to work after that point. So just understanding that the best thing you can do is first in your mind encourage yourself, and when you see yourself getting discouraged, just kind of rolling into my next piece is just using the resources around you, using the people that know you, that support you, that love you, and that can help you in any way. One of the things that I talked to you guys earlier about, one of the things that I did wrong, I should have leaned more on the people that I knew were around me, the people that loved me, and the people that supported me. And I got in situations to try to handle it all by myself, try to bottle everything up, and it ended up putting me in a bad state mentally, that I had to learn to deal with and come out of. But just learning from that, I had people around me that really cared about me, really cared about my well-being, and I blocked them out from time to time, just because I wanted to kind of deal with it on my own and not open up. And it ended up making things worse when I had people that could have helped me out more, that were there to provide, give me a listening ear, or just if I needed to get away and get my mind off of things, I had that support. So the second piece would be just using the people around you and knowing that you have support, regardless of where it may be or who it is. And I'll say the last piece was just all about character. That's one thing that only you have control of. Decisions you make on a day-to-day basis, how you treat people, how you handle yourself, how you carry yourself, and that ended up being one of the reasons that I was able to actually graduate, get my degree, and go out and get commissioned and start my naval career, just because of the character statements that people had about me, them knowing how I was and how I carried myself, and knowing that they knew, had that confidence that I would be a good representation of my country moving forward. And then that's all just from them seeing, not me saying anything, just from them seeing and watching how I carried myself, and moving forward from that.
Wow. An amazing testimony that you do have. We are here at the South Carolina Hall of Fame. We're all about educating, empowering, and encouraging. And you said something very important about the support, being on the team. We want to make sure that everybody out there knows that we want you on our team. We're about being in the top 10 in 2030. That means we want to elevate our student athletes to be the very best they can be. We're talking to one of the hidden gems of South Carolina, and we're so happy that you're here. Now tell us what's next.
So what's next? So I just officially got out of the Navy last month, finished up about 7.5 years of time that I did. So just got out, just taking a little bit of time off to decompress right now. But my ultimate goal is to coach college football. Whether it's on the X and O side, or whether it's on like the player development side, just being around the game is something that I've always had a passion for, something that I will always have a passion for, and just my ability to soak in information and to be able to teach, and not only from my experiences on the field, but my experiences off the field. I just know that I could be a good resource to any program around.
Oh, no kidding about that. You could be an excellent resource. Hearing your story has made me, it just motivates me. And if you are a coach or anybody out there that needs a positive role models, we always talk about positive role models. Here's one that we're talking to, Travis Bush. And if you're a coach and you don't check out this young man, if you don't go out there and say, who is Travis Bush, you are out of your mind, because this guy is going to help your program step it up to the next level. I know you're humble about it, but I'm not going to be humble about it. If you're a coach out there, you need to get in touch with this young man and let him be a part of your organization, and see where your organization will go after he touches your young people. Travis, man, we are honored that you're on our show, on our Facebook Live. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And you got to come back on the Inside Blitz with LeVon Kirkland. We can dive into it a little bit more. Can you do that for us?
Most definitely, most definitely. I got a lot of time these days, so I'm always available for you guys, though, and I appreciate this time.
Well, hey,
man, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Trevez, what a great story. Thanks for talking to the folks out here and for coming back and being in touch with us. We really are proud of you and consider you family. Mikey Football was one of the guys that helped scout the talent and helped get you and Gigi down here. Mike, I know you want to say something.
Well, I just want to, I'll always remember that time when you guys came in and been able to meet you and the process it was to get you down here in South Carolina for that game. But I always remember that experience. That experience was amazing to me, and I know, and to get to know you guys and follow your careers per se afterwards at the Navy and what you guys are doing for your communities now, and the character that you guys have, and the fact that you guys are here from South Carolina, and how you represent the state is amazing, and would love to help and continue to follow you in your next steps. And if we can have something to do with that, then great. But I know that you're going to be successful no matter where you go. And we just appreciate you spending time with us back in 2013 and then since then as well.
Right. I appreciate you guys. From the time we first talked back in 2013 with that struggle to get me down there, it's been nothing but support from you guys, even after that, and just keeping in contact. So I most definitely appreciate the relationship and the bond that we've built over the years, and I know it's something that'll continue, and we're looking for good things from all of us working together in the future.
So hey, let me also thank William Swint. William, thank you for helping us get Trevez Bush down here. I never had dealt with the issue. They were like, "Hey, what do you mean the guy wants to play, but he can't play?" And I'm like, "He can't get off the base." So William Swint, who is an alum from the Naval Academy, helped us, and your commanding officer was great. And what an outstanding outfit, and the history there, and how much respect we all have for you and the Naval Academy and our military. Tell us about that next step real quick on your way out. What was that panel like? I mean, how was that being a player?
Yeah, like I told you, and I think I sent you an email. It was maybe like a year after playing in the game. It was a great experience coming down there, just meeting a lot of those guys that I had either played against or back in high school, or even played against in college, or just seeing them playing on TV. And the game was a great experience, but for me, the panel was the most important part of that. And those guys talked up there. They got up there and they talked about life after the game, pretty much, and which was where a lot of us were headed, and just how to what to expect and how to handle it all, and just moving on from football, with just knowing that the game is not going to last forever, and a lot of things are going to change once you start playing. People are going to stop remembering your face. They're going to start remembering your name. A lot of privileges that you might have been getting before, you're not going to be getting, and just seeing how to handle it and just moving forward and being successful outside of that, finding other things to do, and just learning how to market yourself and still giving back to the community and being a positive impact, but just another way from football, because we all have other gifts besides the game, and just learning how to incorporate your life into what works for you and what can help you benefit your community.
Wow. Well, you heard it here. What an awesome Trevez. We just appreciate you. And I do want to say thanks to Sam Hunter, who led that panel, and all the panelists out there. And I want to thank you for tuning in here and listening to us. And hey, if you do want a great coach, I think you're going to need to start recruiting him now, because it won't take long for this one to get a good job and a good team and to make a great impact. So we're looking forward to the future. Trevez Bush, thank you so much from all of us here with the Inside Blitz with LeVon Kirkland, the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame, and Wyatt Sports. Y'all have a great day.